Hey, what's going on? It's Andy from Black Veil Brides. I'm making a video in response to all of the questions that were sent in to A Devil's Hollywood, the fan site. I'm going to try to answer as many of the questions in this video as I can. Any ones that I don't answer in this video, I will send in text form to April and the people over at A Devil's Hollywood, and hopefully they'll be able to put them on there, my answers on there as a blog. So check back for that. I'm just going to read as many as I can. Obviously, YouTube only allows 10 minutes, so I don't know how long this is going to go on, but I'll try to get as many as I can. Thank you so much for sending these in, by the way, guys. Let's get started. The first question is sent by Zombie Shadows. She asks, when are you going to play in Minnesota? As far as Minnesota, any city goes, my answer is pretty much the same universally. This summer we're going to try to go out on the road to as many cities as we can. The way that we're going to choose the cities that we go to is going to be by our demand on our MySpace. If you go, there's a little thing, it says demand in your town, Black Veil Brides. If you demand it and then there's enough of a demand, we're going to be really paying close attention to that come summertime as to what cities we actually tour in and go to. The cities with the larger demands obviously are going to be places that we're going to want to go now, as opposed to maybe when we get a little bit more of a fan base there. But I hope that answers your question. We're going to try to hit up as many cities as we can. I'd like to go everywhere in the U.S. if we can, but this summer we're just going to try to hit up the main demanded cities. Okay. The next question is from Trevor. He asks, when are you guys going to record an album? Our EP right now is in the process of being recorded. You've heard The Gunsling and We Stitch These Wounds. Those are new songs, obviously, that are going to be on the EP. Also, a new version of Devil for Me and a whole mess of other new songs that we're going to be playing on April 9th, actually, at the show, kind of giving a sample of some of those. But we're hoping to have it out by June if we can. Which is when we're going to be hitting the road, probably around that time. Ariel Baby Barbie asks, who inspires you the most musically? And to that, I would say that Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio probably inspired me the most musically. Just lyrically, and the way he writes songs has always been a huge inspiration to me, and I've really felt a lot of Alkaline Trio songs over the years. And in fact, the first tattoo I got was the Trio's logo. With my girlfriend's initials on it, and I've also got the funeral procession rose that's in the Good Morning album. Alkaline Trio is probably musically my favorite band, and probably always will be. Also, they're great guys. Matt and Derek are excellent guys, as well as Dan. But also, I would say that towards the business side of music, Gene Simmons of Kiss and Jerry Only of the Misfits have been two of my biggest, mentors, so to speak, in the way that I've looked up to them and the way that they've been able to market their band and keep their name out there and their logo, and it's become almost like a separate entity. Also, the rapport that both those guys have with their fans, especially Jerry Only, is something that I really hope that we can have, and we've tried to have with our fans so far. Is it's trying to stay in contact with you guys, trying to make sure that you guys know how much we truly appreciate you, and how without you guys we wouldn't have anybody, and we would just be playing for nobody. And that's why every single show we try to make sure that we talk to you guys and we hang out, because you're just as much our friends as anybody else. So again, I would say that those three guys are probably my biggest inspirations musically. Next question is from My Dear Juliet Photography. Will you convince my parents to take me to the show on April 9th? A lot of parents actually come to our shows, and I love it because it's so cool for me to get to see, two generations of people singing a song I wrote on my couch, wearing our name on their chest. That's something that's really neat to me, and I really appreciate it. I guess some of our songs kind of have a crossover to harken back to more of the 80s sound. So again, a lot of parents come. It's also, we try to keep our shows as safe of an environment as possible. We have a lot of people that work with us to make sure that everything stays safe at our shows. Also, they get done at a decent hour, because I realize a lot of people have curfews and times that they need to be home. So we try to make sure that our shows accommodate to everybody that would want to come. This next question is from Cynthia, and she says, if you had to live your life over again, what would you change? And to be honest, in the fact that I've only lived, around 2 decades, there isn't a whole lot that I would necessarily say that I'd change that I've lived in my life. But obviously everybody has mistakes or things that they regret. I would say that the most important thing to me is just to be able to get up every day and to continue to live my life and to not, fall back into those mistakes or errors that I made in my life. It's pretty standard. But again, yeah, I really, there isn't a whole lot that I would say, I regret that. If you could be any animal for one day, what would you be? And choose why. What type of abilities would the animal have? I guess I would want to be my dog specifically, because I've had her for 13 years, and I've always wanted to know some of the things that go through her head on a day-to-day basis. So I would want to be Copper, my dog, for a day, but I'd want to actually have her thoughts and see what she thinks of me or what she thinks of this house that she's been in so long. Okay. Next question is from On Frail Wings of Vanity and Wax. Nice. That's a good album, by the way. What's the music writing process like? Do you write it all down, or do you just memorize it? Also, is memorizing your songs easy after you've wrote them? Oh gosh, I sound like such a music dork. No, you don't. You don't sound like a dork. Typically, I don't write the music down because obviously I don't need to really memorize that, but the lyrics, obviously, I have them down. And I have a terrible, terrible problem with memorizing lyrics, which is bad because I'm the vocalist, but you'll often see videos of me where verses, or you'll go to our show where verses of our songs are kind of switched, which is bad since I wrote the lyrics. But I've always had a difficulty with that. Choruses, not so much. Choruses, I always remember, but verses, I get a little iffy. If you could play with one band in the world, dead or alive, who would it be? And this is from Cynthia Gigi. If I could play with one band in the world, it would be Glamour Punks, which is a little known. In the mainstream, is little known, like glam rock band from the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s. They were predominantly in Los Angeles, didn't really leave that area. Never really put out an album. They had an EP that you can hear a rough version of on their MySpace. But I remember I discovered them when I was living in Burbank, actually. And I started going through and talking to all the people that used to be friends with them and stuff like that. And they really have always been nice to me. And what tattoos do you have? I have a 13-inch Azrael Batman on my right arm, and on my left arm I have the Alkaline Trio Heart, Funeral Procession Rose, Misfit Skull, and Danzig Skull. It's all right now, but obviously getting the sleeves advanced. But those are all things that meant something to me, and you should get tattoos that mean something to you. Even if they're dorky and a 13-inch Batman on your arm, they should mean something. And it means a lot to me. I'm sorry to everybody that I didn't get to on this. I'm gonna try to make up for it by responding to all of them in the text form on the blog. Again, thank you so much for sending in these questions. I'll keep doing this as long as you guys keep sending them in. As many questions as you want. Send in 2 or 3 if you want. Send in as many as you want. I'll answer everything I can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to April and everybody at A Devil's Hollywood and all of the fan sites, original Black Veil Brides fans, original Andy Six fans, all the fan sites, all the street teams. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting us. I hope to see everybody that can come on April 9th at the Mad Hatter. This next week we got a lot of stuff coming out about the show. We're going to have exclusive merch for the show. We're going to have new pictures and everything else, a new layout for our MySpace. Everything's going to change up. So again, thank you so much, and I'm sorry to anybody that's snowed in right now. I know it's crazy out here on the East Coast, but thank you for checking this out, and I hope to see you on April 9th. In addition, real quick, I just want to show off my cool Batman bottle cap necklaces. Thank you, baby. Alright, I'll answer more of your questions in the next video. Thanks for sending them. Peace, guys.